welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome back. We're back on the stream boat.
We are indeed.
As we are every time.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday. At this time.
Yes,
on a Thursday.
That's what we do.
Where we are, again, delving the bottom of the stream, looking for some hidden gem movies.
Yes.
Either on Netflix or, this week, on Amazon Prime.
Yes, because we have allowed Amazon Prime into our zeitgeist this season.
We have. Nice word.
Thank you. This movie that we're watching this week is called Ape Canyon.
It is.
Ape Canyon was released in 2019. According to IMDb, it is not rated in the UK.
Okay.
According to Amazon, it is a 16, which is not a thing.
That doesn't exist. I mean, the number 16 exists.
Yes.
But as a rating for movies,
it's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
So I can't find out what rating this is, but let's go 16.
Okay.
It's only on for 73 minutes, an hour and 13 minutes this movie's on for.
Okay.
Currently rated a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's high. Higher than our normal.
I mean, maybe the number of reviews might not be so big, but maybe we'll come on to that in a minute.
77. 77 IMDb reviews.
Okay. So I can tell you on Letterboxd there's 24.
Okay.
So not many.
Do you want to know the tagline for this movie?
Yes, please.
A cryptozoological dramedy.
Okay. That's words.
Well, cryptozoological is my new favourite word, I think.
Okay.
This movie stars a guy called Jackson Trent, which is one of my new favourite names also.
It's a great name.
He plays Cal. Anna Fagan plays Samantha. And Donnie Ness plays Charlie. Written by Harrison Demchick. And it is genuinely his only credit on IMDb.
Okay.
Nothing else on there at all. And directed by Joshua Land. He has a few other credits, but mostly short films.
I prefer his brother. Or his, Dave C.
Dave C?
Yeah. Because he's not the land.
Oh, I thought you were going Joshua Tree. Yeah, there's literally nothing about this film online. There's hardly anything on IMDb about it. There's not even got a Wikipedia.
Okay.
So yeah, there's nothing out there.
Sorry, who did you say was the star?
Jackson Trent.
Guess what?
What?
On Letterboxd, one of the 24 reviews
Yes.
is by Jackson Trent.
No, he's reviewed his own movie. I love that.
Can I read it out?
Yes, please.
Guess how many stars he's given it?
5.
You are correct.
He's given it 5 stars.
5
I
stars.
love this guy already.
Yeah. I will read this out.
Please do.
Interestingly, the movie on Letterboxd is 2021.
Okay.
And Jackson Trent did this review on the 11th of July 2023. So he has let it breathe.
Well, it came out in 2019 according to IMDb, okay, so he's really let it breathe.
He said...
Before you go on, there seems to be really a lot of controversy about when films come out on Amazon.
Yeah.
They just don't seem to have it right.
They are an absolute rule unto themselves.
It seems to be an absolute shambles.
Just pick a year. Put that on there.
I'm going on because I think it's a different one on Amazon's thing than it says on IMDb to what it says on Letterboxd. We're going with IMDb. Fine. That's always been our Bible for movies. That's what we're going with.
Jackson Trent writes on Letterboxd.
Go on.
And it's his 5-star review. Here's the thing. I am completely biased about this movie.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Be honest.
You're in it.
It was a total blast to shoot. The cast and crew are legends, and the locations were even more beautiful than the camera could capture.
I bet that's true because it is beautiful.
Playing Carl was and always will be a special experience and a lovely memory. I do not doubt any of that. Sounds like he had a great time and a beautiful part of the world.
Yes.
He's not actually reviewed the movie.
He's
reviewed his experience.
He's reviewed his experience of making that
job.
Movie. He's basically saying, I really enjoyed this. Stop slagging it off. This is what he's saying. I really enjoyed making this. Shall we?
I wouldn't say... Not that we don't spend too much time ever lingering on Letterboxd reviews.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's... Yeah, there's some bad reviews of it, the 24, but they're a mixed bag.
Yeah, I can.
It is not unanimously panned on Letterboxd.
Good. I don't think I'm going to pan it.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not setting those expectations.
I'm not saying I'm going to pan it. I'm still, if I'm honest, I'm still not 100% sure what I thought about it.
Okay.
So we'll get into it now, shall we?
Sure.
Do you have a one-word review of it?
Funky monkeys.
Funky monkeys. There's no monkeys in this movie. There's no Bigfoots in this movie. There's one trivia fact on IMDb about
There's definitely a Bigfoot in this movie.
Yeah, briefly. There's one IMDb trivia fact about this movie
Okay.
is that Bigfoot does not appear in this movie. That is not true.
He has heard.
He's also seen at one point.
Mm.
So we'll come to that. Where does this movie start, Nick?
I don't know. My notebook's shut itself.
Okay.
But
bloody technology. That doesn't happen with paper.
No, it doesn't. So we open on an animated Bigfoot.
Yep. If you can't do your explanations, then do them animated. Cause
Yeah,
it's
sure.
That's what a lot of movies
We've seen that a few times. Yeah. Like, if your special effects budget isn't there, let's do an animated sequence. And I really like.
There's a couple of animated sequences.
The look of the animated sequence.
Yeah, it was nice. It was hand drawn. It was nice.
And this Bigfoot is spotted by a kid.
Yes.
And the animated Bigfoot kind of morphs into that Bigfoot footage.
Yeah, we've all seen that Bigfoot, the famous Bigfoot footage.
Where it looks back over its shoulder from the late 60s, early 70s.
I think it says... Basically, this movie's based on that footage. The whole movie is about this guy's reaction to it.
And the movie then zooms in on what we will soon learn is Cal, our lead character, and he is watching that famous footage.
In his room.
Yeah. Quite intently, I think you would say.
I would say that. Hit the title card, and then we cut to a female teacher who is giving a class on Moby Dick.
Yes.
She seems to be a college teacher. But she gets interrupted by her brother, which is Cal. He's kind of just standing at the back of the class trying to distract her.
Yep.
The class gets dismissed, and he approaches... her name is Sam.
Yes.
And he's brought tacos for lunch. So they're going to have lunch together. We quickly find out during their conversation that she has not seen or heard of him for 2 months.
No.
He's been AWOL. And he says, that's true. Let's rekindle our relationship. Let's go on a trip. We need to go on a trip together. I've been in contact with the BIO.
Yes.
Or the Bigfoot Investigation Organization.
Bio.
As
no one in the movie calls them.
No, they don't. And they've invited him to go 1 week camping trip in Ape Canyon to search for Bigfoot.
It's like a guided thing.
Yes.
With an expert Bigfoot hunter.
Yes. And he wants his sister to go with him. And the only way he could convince her to do that is by using her credit card to pay for the tickets, which he has done.
Yeah, because he had her card details from when he had to buy the flowers at their mum's funeral.
Correct. And she calls in here because he says, you owe me a favour because I did everything when mum died.
Is this not him completely gaslighting her?
100%.
And I think, regardless of what I end up thinking of the movie, I had real trouble with the character of Cal.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
He is horrible.
He constantly gaslights his sister.
He does.
He is awful to her.
Yeah. Yes. I guess it's explained later on why, but it's not excusable. I don't think.
God, she gives him some slack.
Yeah, she does. You can tell that he's like the favourite child growing up, and she's kind of always had
humour in his
indulgences.
Yeah.
He's a special,
because it's you always get away with it.
He's a special kind of guy, isn't he? This movie is 73 minutes long. It does not piss about. There is no...
You can't afford to.
There's no filler in here. They instantly get dropped off at the airport.
Yeah, Sam's husband says, you don't have to go,
Yeah.
You don't need to look after him.
Yeah.
But she goes.
She's like, I do. He's my brother. I owe him a favour because he did all the organisation when mum died.
Another thing, I don't know if it's nitpicking, but like she constantly says to him, oh, where's your wife and kid?
Yeah.
You should go back to your wife and kid.
Yeah.
And then it's not until literally the last scene where she clicks that, oh, maybe something is not right.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious early on that something had happened with his wife and kid. Yeah.
Come on, guys. we can write better than this.
They get on the plane. They're just doing plane things. Cal's drawing.
He draws a Bigfoot.
A little girl.
The drawing he is doing is the same, basically the same style of the animation scenes in this movie.
A little girl comes over. She likes his drawing. He later gives her that drawing.
Yeah.
Normal kid. They then meet up with Franklin from the BIO.
Yeah, he picks them up from the airport.
He picks them up from the airport.
He says, you're the last ones on this trip.
So we meet the others. We meet Charlie.
Let's get to the van.
They get in the van. They meet Charlie, who is a teenage boy who has taken this trip alone.
He is a young Jewish
gentleman
who he says to Cal, he has chosen to come on this tour on his own, spending the money from his bar mitzvah.
Yes. Seems like he's got loaded parents.
Yeah.
We also meet Mark and Gina, who are a couple, but have only been a couple for 7 weeks.
Yes.
And this is their first foray into the real world.
And she's kind of like the stupid bimbo, isn't
Yes.
she? Like, she's like, I think I've been camping before.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But Mark's asleep in the van at this point. But she says he's an outdoorsy. Yeah, he's got a compass and everything.
Yeah,
he knows how.
He loves his compass. It's an heirloom from his grandfather. It's unclear which one of them wanted to go look for the Bigfoot, but that's by the by. So they park up their truck, their van, whatever, and they need to hike the rest of the way to Ape Canyon because they can't drive.
And Gina says to Franklin, the guide, "Oh, are we leaving the van here?" And he's like, "Yeah, we can't take it any further. Come on, we're hiking.
We're hiking
into the woods.
We've got to walk into the woods."
And she's a bit like, "Oh,
yeah,"
like she thought they were gonna on safari or something.
Yes. Sam is pretty angry at Cal this whole time. She's angry that she's been blackmailed into coming here. She's been angry that he's robbed her, basically. She's pretty angry with him all
and
the
he's like, and this is again where he came across as really annoying. He's like, he just doesn't take her seriously.
No.
He doesn't listen
to
her.
anything she says.
And he's like, oh, it's fine, but we're on holiday.
The only thing that matters...
He's like, why aren't you...
Yeah.
Why are you upset? I don't understand.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. His sole focus is on going to Ape Canyon, finding the Bigfoot. He doesn't care about... He's blinkered by it. He doesn't care about anything else. That night, round the campfire, Franklin tells them a story. It's, again, animated. It's about a story of Ape Canyon and how this story of why the Bigfoots are here.
Yeah. Dates from 1924.
It does. Some miners saw a Bigfoot on the other side of a river. They shot at it, scared it, and then that night, a load of Bigfoots came and attacked
their cabin.
Miners.
Yeah. And they survived through the night to tell the tale and they ran away in the morning.
And never went back. Franklin says he spent his life studying that story. He 100% believes it to be absolutely true. And his whole life has been based around Ape Canyon. This is his life.
And then we have a bit of a one-to-one scene between Sam and Cal, and she apologizes to him.
She does,
she apologizes not doing anything wrong.
For being moody, I guess. For being a moody woman.
Like, she's just totally feeding this guy's ego or whatever.
And she promises that they'll have a good day tomorrow. Spoiler alert, they don't have a good day tomorrow. The next morning, they wake up, and it becomes quite evident to them quite early on that they've all been robbed.
Yes.
Franklin's nowhere to be seen.
No.
All their money's gone. All their phones have gone. Passports have all gone.
They've got one, yeah.
It's debated. It's possible that he might have drugged them all.
Yeah.
Because they ate some beans that he didn't.
Yeah, they reckon he wasn't eating the beans.
So they've all been left stranded basically by this guy who's basically cons them. The BIO doesn't even exist. It's not a thing. Sam understandably starts freaking out. She's like, I don't know what to do. How are we going to get home? Cal tries making jokes.
He's like, I'm sorry. How could I ever know? And she sort of cuts him down and says, well, you're always sorry.
Yeah.
We've heard this from you so many times through life.
Yeah. We're going to be okay though because Mark's got a compass.
Yeah, and remember, he's an outdoors guy.
He's an outdoorsy guy. He's got a compass. Why Franklin didn't steal this family heirloom compass, I don't know, but he didn't.
This almost made me laugh. So they're all sort of planning what to do, and Carl and Sam at the same time they say, "Whoa, what are we going to do?" And at the same time, Carl says, "Go to Ape Canyon," and Sam says, "Back to the road, go home." So they have a vote.
Yes,
because Sam's a bit like, "What do you mean carry on?
Yeah,
we've been robbed. We need to go back and report."
It hasn't even crossed her mind that they might carry on, but it hasn't crossed Cal's mind that they're going to go home. So they have a vote, and it is pretty much unanimously voted.
It's 4-1.
That we're going to carry on. We're going to go to Ape Canyon.
No, go back.
Go back. Sorry. Yes, that's what I meant. They're going to go back. So everybody wants to go home. So they do. They follow that, trace their footsteps, go back the way they came. Mark's in the lead. He's got his compass.
Charlie, the younger kid, sort of nudges Cal and says, I actually would have liked to go to Ape Canyon, but I'm quite scared of your sister.
Yeah, she's terrifying. She might shout at me. So they're hiking for quite a long time. There's a hiking montage. They're all walking. They're all talking. They're all getting to know each other.
Charlie and Cal bond over legends of Bigfoot.
Stories. Yeah. And they're walking for quite a while. Charlie then reveals to Cal that he needs to toilet.
Yes.
He needs to take a piss.
He does.
So the group stops. We decide, okay, we'll have a break here. Charlie goes off for a piss.
And while Charlie's off the piss, the other four are talking.
Yeah.
And again, Cal, and I'm really sorry to labour the point, but it really pissed me off. He, like, again, gaslights his sister because he says, oh, she's only a lecturer.
Yes.
Like, oh, her job is to talk about Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Like, she's never achieved anything.
Yeah, he's not a really nice guy, is he?
No.
He might have had a good time, but he's not a nice guy. Charlie comes back and he's like, guys, we've got a problem.
Yeah, follow me.
Follow
what
me.
I found.
So, whilst he's been for a piss, he has found a campsite.
I thought we were going to find a carcass.
Yeah, I did, or
Bigfoot
something.
carcass.
Yeah.
Or something.
Chewed up Franklin or something. He's found a campsite, and it turns out it's the campsite that they just left earlier today.
Yes, this morning.
They basically walked in a big circle. Mark, it is revealed at this point, has been lying from the start. He is not an outdoorsy guy. He just wanted to get in Gina's pants.
But this actually did give me a laugh.
Yeah.
It made me laugh out loud. He's got this line. So he says, yeah, I'm not an outdoorsy guy. I've aged this compass that I got off eBay, and he said, look, I really like you, Gina. I was trying to impress you. I wanted a second date, and he's got this whole spiel, and then the last words he goes, but my name is Mark. That wasn't the line.
He did say
that was a good line.
My name's Mark too. They decide, well, it's nighttime again. We need to camp.
Yeah,
so they camp in the same place they camped.
Pitch the tents again.
Gina, though, does not want to sleep with Mark. She's very angry with him. Mark asks if he can sleep in the tent with Cal.
Yeah, he's like, nope.
Charlie says the same thing. Be weird if he slept in the tent with Charlie. That's strange. So it ends up with Gina having to share a tent with Sam.
Yeah.
So the boys can all have their own individual tents.
I got really confused with this next bit.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I had to rewind it. I think it was just bad editing.
I don't know what was going on. So in the night, Cal gets woken up by a noise.
There are animal noises.
Yeah. It wakes Cal up. He goes to investigate. He finds a plastic bag tied to a tree.
Post, yeah.
Which he decides, well, that must have been what's making the noise.
Sure. Sounded just like a Bigfoot.
Yeah. And then on his way back to camp...
in question, is he lost, question mark?
Yeah, because on his way back to camp, he appears to get lost.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where he's going. He is shouting for Sam. He's trying to...
He trips.
He does. He trips over a fallen tree and falls down a ravine, basically. He ends up under a tree at the bottom of this ravine. And then instantly Sam turns up.
I thought, oh God, he's going to be stuck. And I was like, my next note is, oh no, he's been immediately found.
Literally, his head had barely even touched the floor, and she's there.
And now I put, oh, is she now lost?
Yes.
But this is all happening in real time.
Yeah.
So they can't be very far away from the campsite.
It's dark. They don't know which way to go back.
But she found him.
But he was shouting her.
I guess. Anyway, they're both now lost.
They're both now lost.
I was
in the
a
woods.
bit confused how this had all come about.
She calls him a screw up, and she says you even screwed up Mum's funeral. You brought the wrong flowers. Mum
but then he says to her, "Oh, at least I did the flowers."
Yeah,
like this is the one thing he's got to sort of cling to that he's
done right in his life, basically. Yeah.
But they snuggle up to keep warm.
They do to keep warm. They can't get back to camp. They can't find it. They snuggle up to keep warm, and they sleep outside. The next morning, they get woken up by a man with a torch. I guess
someone's standing over them.
A ranger, I guess. And he picks them up, and when they get back to the ranger station.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
The other three are already there. They've already been picked up. So they check into a motel.
I think Mark and Gina have made up.
Yeah, that's my next note. It says, I think Mark and Gina have made up.
Yeah.
They're like smooching on the... Smooching? Welcome to the 90s, everybody.
Smooching and done toilet is what you've come out with so far.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I really don't. And now Cal is angry with Sam. For some reason, because...
I don't know.
He's just angry with her. So he's like, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm going back
Packing
out there.
to go back to Ape
There's
Canyon.
nothing more important in my life
she's like,
than finding Ape Canyon.
No fucking way.
Yeah. But Cal is
She
like...
said to him again, go home to your wife and kid.
Yeah. Cal is like super determined he's doing this. He's going back out there. Even if he has to go on his own, he's going. And
She says, they go outside, don't they?
Yeah.
And as they're arguing, and she says, okay, wait there.
I'll go and get my shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Turns
around.
Doesn't wait there. He's gone. So he walks off alone. He's walking down this street. He seems to have been walking for a while.
Yeah. He's got a pack of chips.
He has got a pack of chips. He hears a noise in the bushes behind him, and Charlie has followed him.
Yeah.
So the two of them are together. So they try some hitchhiking to get them back to Ape Canyon. Nobody stops. Nobody picks them up. This one line did make me laugh because Charlie's trying to hitchhike and cars keep driving past him. And he's like, why is nobody stopping? And Cal just goes, probably anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
It really made me laugh. I thought that is actually quite a good line. But eventually they do get picked up by a guy called Darwin Keane, which is another great name.
He's a local.
He's a local. He's a hick.
He's got his flannel shirt on.
Yeah, big red truck.
Yeah.
You know the type. They get talking about why they're out there in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. Cal says, look, we're going to try and find the Bigfoot. Darwin is not a Bigfoot guy.
He says, we get loads of you types up here, especially this time of year. Weather's better.
Yeah, it absolutely is not true. Bigfoots don't exist.
Yeah, he says it's not true. Come on, guys.
He even says, that famous footage where the Bigfoot turns to look at the camera, my dad knew the guy in the costume.
Yeah.
Cal didn't like that.
No.
They get to a shop, like a roadside 7-Eleven type thing. And
all three of them go inside.
Yeah, they do. And they end up having a big row.
Yeah, because Darwin knows the shopkeep.
Yeah.
Shopkeep. And the shopkeep's like, oh, who have you got with you?
Yeah.
And Darwin says, oh, it's just a couple of Bigfoot hunters. And so they're having a bit of banter with each other. And then Carl just storms round. He's like, it is true.
He's had enough.
And basically he's horrible to this person who's helped him and given him a lift.
Yeah, he calls him a hick. He says, what do you know? You're just a countryside hick.
Yeah.
And Darwin goes, actually, son, I've got a degree in nuclear physics. I'm a very intelligent guy.
He's like, I moved up here a few years ago. Yeah. He's like, don't judge me.
Yeah,
you little motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which was a nice twist,
It was. I thought it was a good twist. Cal then, I can't remember what Cal said, but he said something else insulting to the guy. And Darwin just knocks him out.
Yeah.
Punches him, clean in the face. Cal bangs his head on the counter as he goes down. And Darwin walks out, leaves him unconscious on the floor with Charlie standing over him. Cal then has like a dream because he's unconscious.
Yeah, that all his fellow campers are at his bedside.
Yeah. There's also an animated sequence, another animated sequence.
No, there's also a man in a Bigfoot costume.
There is also a man in a Bigfoot costume, which is the only appearance by Bigfoot in this movie. And then he wakes up. Then he really wakes up, and he's in the hospital. He's got his head all bandaged up.
Sam's next to him.
Sam's sitting at the bed next to him.
She says, again, look, we just need to abort this trip.
Yeah. It's a disaster from start to finish.
But she's softened a bit. She says, let's come back.
Yeah, in the summer when it's nice.
All our families, we'll do it together. My husband and kids and your wife and kids. We'll come back together. She
does say to him, and I think she says it a few times now, but she says to him, why Ape Canyon?
Yeah.
And his answer is always, because that's where they are.
Yeah.
And he must say because that's where they are 20 times during the end of this film now. So that's become like a theme. But yeah, she wants to come back in the summer. He agrees to that. And he says to her, "Can you get me some food?"
I want a bag of chips.
Yeah,
because that's what I was.
All he's eating throughout this whole movie is chips.
Because he's like, I was going to get them in the
shop.
in the petrol station, and obviously I got knocked out. And
so she goes to the vending machine in the hospital, gets him some chips. Obviously, when she gets back, he's gone. He is, however, only in the car park outside, trying to steal a car.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is escalated.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going full on criminals now.
Yeah, he's going around every car testing to see if they're open. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why is this so important to you? And he won't answer her.
No.
To the point where he's now lying. He finds an open car and he starts hotwiring it, lying in the driver's seat, trying to hotwire this car. And he's determined he is going. And so she's like, well, then I'm coming with you because my brother...
I didn't like this. Because I just thought... Well, two reasons. First, I thought, right, this is over-escalated now.
Yeah, it's gone a bit crazy.
He's trying to steal cars.
This guy's losing his mind.
Yeah, but then I was like, fine, no, I'll go with it. And then, but what broke me was when she got in the car with him. I was like, no, that character wouldn't...
She wouldn't have done it. But also, she could see that he was...
Yeah.
This is the point where she sees that something's not right with him.
Which arguably she should have seen a lot
earlier, but this is the point where she's like, okay, I need to be.
I just felt
if he's going, I need to be there.
From what I'd seen of the character of Sam, she would not have got in that car.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It just,
yeah. I could see why she did get in the car, but yeah, you're right. She probably shouldn't have. But they don't get very far. They literally go 1 yard down the road, and the policeman stops.
Doesn't even get out of the car parking space, and the policeman stops them, which was a nice little gag.
Because he's been trying to break in for the last 10 minutes. They've had plenty of time to call the cops. They get put in prison.
Yeah.
They're in a prison cell in a local police station. Sam's worried she's going to get fired. She's a university lecturer.
They're still arguing. Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I've jeopardized my job and everything. Yeah. And she says to Cal, I don't know how your wife puts up with you.
Yeah, she gets really mad at him. Yeah. And he starts crying.
Yeah.
He has a bit of a breakdown. And this is the point where he says to her, look, I don't have a family. They've gone. They've left me. And they're not there anymore. And
he says, I'm a screw up. They left me 9 days ago.
Yeah.
Because he says, 9 days, 5 hours.
9 days and 5 hours, yeah.
However many minutes.
And she says, oh, so this is what this is all about. This has been about. So then she says to him, I really like this there's a little exchange here, and I really liked it. She says, why are we here? And he says, to find Bigfoot. And she says, Bigfoot isn't real. And he says, he has to be.
Yeah.
And I thought that was quite a nice little line. I liked that little exchange between the two of them. Not long after that, another man gets put into the cell with them who's also been arrested.
Yeah.
It's Franklin.
It is.
He's been arrested.
As he is escorted into the cell, he's got like a little wad of paper.
Yeah, which he jams into the lock.
Places it into the lock.
The cops don't see it.
Yeah.
And he says, fancy seeing you guys here. What a coincidence. Why are you here? And they tell him the story. And he says, look, everything I said to you last night, that story is true.
He says it could be true.
It could be. He kind of stands by it.
Like, but I do believe.
Yeah. I believe that story is true, is what he says.
And he's a bit like Hal in many ways. He sort of shrugs it all off. He's stolen their stuff. And he's like, oh, no, guys, don't be worried. Yeah. He's like, that little Jewish kid was loaded.
Yeah, I've not even touched any of your stuff.
All your stuff is still in my car or whatever.
Then he just walks out of the cell. He instantly escapes the prison cell. But before he goes, Sam punches him in the face. Yeah. He then leaves. He leaves the cell door open, so they leave as well.
They have now escaped jail to add to their crimes.
And now Sam wants to go to Ape Canyon. She's like, let's go. This clearly means something to you. Let's go and do this. And then my next note says, I think they steal some supplies from a kid who can drive.
Yeah.
So
there's this kid who looks like...
Pulled over on the side of the road. He's about to go fishing. It looks like he's about to go fishing.
Yeah. He looks like Bobby from King of the Hill.
He does. Yeah,
and
little fat kid.
Yeah, he's taken like some bait and I think a fishing rod down to the lake.
Yeah.
And we cut back and they're just rifling through the back of this car.
Yeah, but there's no adults there.
No.
So this kid's like just driven here by himself.
And they find a map and I think they take some rations, food.
Yeah.
So they're now just robbing
they're
kids.
They're robbing driving kids. Yeah, they just steal all this kid's stuff and just go leave him. As they're then walking, hiking again.
Reminiscing about childhood.
That's exactly what my note says. They're reminiscing about the childhood, all their memories of being kids with their mum.
Sam says to Cal, look, I know we keep going back and forward about the funeral, but she says, I do really appreciate that you picked up the slack.
Yeah, you were there.
Because I was in a bad place when their mum died.
Yeah. They find a cave to bed down in for the night.
Yeah.
I say cave, it got wooden walls. I don't know why it was.
Yeah.
They crawled under a rock into a cave and then it was like a building.
Yes, it was.
It was strange. There's a bit of a flashback to when Cal's wife confronted him about spending all of their savings on a trip to go and find the Bigfoot.
She's like, that's our rent.
That's our rent for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And she says it's like an obsession for you.
Yeah, and he says to his wife in this flashback, it will all be all right if we find them.
Yeah.
And she's breaking down.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe you've done this. She tells the daughter to go and pack some bags, and that's where the scene ends.
I thought, how has this gone so serious? There's only 10 minutes left.
So it cuts back to Cal and Sam, and it's cost him everything. The next morning after they sleep in this cave, next morning he says to Sam, "Look, I lied to you. I haven't used your credit card. I used my life savings and my wife's life savings.
I just said that I used your card so you'd come.
So you would come."
And she is understandably
pissed,
angry as she was at the start.
Yes. So she storms off.
Yeah, and also I thought this was going to be a thing because a couple of people pull Cal up on it. From this point, I know there's not a lot of the movie left, but from this point on, he's coughing loads.
Yes, I thought that was going to be a thing as well. I thought he was going to die.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it was going to be he wanted to go there to see the sunset as he passed away. Because it was literally
he's coughing loads.
She mentions it to him twice, I think. I think one of the Rangers says it, and Cal's character is like all coughing all the way from
visibly
like
coughing.
Yeah.
I think the actor got a cough. and they just wrote it into the script a little
Maybe.
bit. Because what else would you have it? Because they don't mention it.
they
It's not
don't.
part of the film.
But it was notable to make me think, oh, that's going to come into play.
I thought that's how this film was going to end. I
Yeah.
thought he needs to get there because he's dying.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a better film.
Maybe.
Who knows? So they do a bit more hiking. They're still trying to get to Ape Canyon. They are completely and utterly lost. Cal's like, I know, I'll climb a tree.
Yeah. She has got a map because they stole it from Bobby.
Yeah, they have got a map. I think
Bobby
they've got
Hill.
Mark's compass as well.
Yeah.
He climbs a tree a little bit. He doesn't go very high, but he can see for miles around.
No, but he says, I can see the campground. I can see the Ape Canyon campground.
Yes.
I can see the tent.
I can see an orange tent. And then as he's looking around, a ranger spots him in the tree.
Yes.
Because they're obviously being searched for. They're escaped convicts.
Yeah, they've got like a
There's a search
list
crew
as
out
long
there.
as their arm now of their crimes.
And Cal's like, I am not going with these cops no matter what. I am getting to Ape Canyon. To the point where a ranger pulls a gun on him.
Yeah.
And he just runs. He's like, I'm out of it.
There's a couple of rangers at this point, and they pull the gun and say, stop.
Yeah.
And then Cal runs, and then the rangers don't do anything.
They don't even follow.
No.
Sam tells them to stop. She's like, don't shoot my brother.
Oh, that was the other thing. When he was running, he's got his hacking
He's
cough.
still coughing, yeah.
And he like almost collapses.
Yeah.
But it's because he's so emotional of getting
Yeah.
and seeing Ape Canyon. But I was like, no, he's gone. He's a goner.
I think Jackson Trent was ill.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I think that's what it was. He runs off. Sam then runs after him, chases him. The Rangers don't. She dives on him, stops him, and she's like...
All they've done is gone over like one more ridge. Yeah.
And Cal looks up and he's like, oh, we're here.
We've made it.
We've made it. We're at Ape Canyon.
And it's a beautiful view.
Oh, God, yeah.
The sun's just coming up over the top of the next mountain. The trees are starting to be bathed in sunlight. It looks great.
It's so emotional that Cal starts crying.
Yeah,
and
he's sobbing. Yeah.
This is the point where I thought he's just going to collapse to the floor here. But he didn't. It's fine. They get arrested.
Yeah, the Rangers
come along,
round them up.
Arrest them. There's a really weird scene now where they're in the police station.
Yeah, this was odd.
It was odd because Cal's like, I'm going to take the fall for everything.
Yeah.
This is all on me.
Sam's innocent. I made her do it all.
Fine. But then in the very next scene, they're back out where they were, sitting on the side of the rock having the same conversation.
Well, he's got a blanket over and they're still looking at this view. And I'm like, hang on.
But
they've been back to the ranger station. Now they've been let back out to
So I still thought... He's dying and they've brought him back out to die here, but that's not what was happening. It's just really bad editing. Sam absolutely lets him take the fall for it.
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
well, fair play. He's been
100%.
awful. So
She-
Sam's like, "Come on, it's time to go. They're letting me go.
They're letting me go home. You're
Apparently,
fucked."
he's got to sit on this rock forever.
Yeah. So she walks away from him. She's like,
See you never.
See you later, brother. And as she walks away, the camera pulls away, and you can hear.
We track through the forest,
We do,
don't we?
and
Like a drone shot going away. So we're in Cal's head, looking at the view, and then we fly
away from
outwards into the forest,
as we can hear monkey noises and Bigfoot noises in the forest.
And Cal, and then we go
back
to a close up of Cal's face, and he's
just
smiling and crying,
and that's
enough for him to
know it's real. He's heard them.
Yeah,
that's where your movie ends. Thoughts, Nick?
I really don't know.
Same.
I'm like, so
it's such a strange movie.
Is this guy just having a total breakdown because of the loss of his mum and
I think so, and his wife,
his family have left him,
and he's latched on.
He has latched on to Bigfoot.
I feel like it's always been an obsession of his from when he was a kid. I think that's what the beginning was telling us. And then these emotional things keep piling onto him, and that's all he can latch onto.
Maybe it's the analytical.
Caused him to have some sort of breakdown.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the analytical side of me, but I don't think the emotion really got to me because I was still sort of sitting there going, okay, so he's made peace in his head that Bigfoot is real. Yes. Fine. I'm cool with that.
People believe it.
He's smiling. He's happy. He's wistful at the end, but he's done what he wanted to do.
His mission.
Yeah. He's still got to go to prison, and his
wife
still left him. And
I mean, he's in the scale of misdemeanors, he's attempted to steal a car and walked out of a police station. He's not probably going to go to prison for very long.
He's got no wife and kid.
I genuinely think this is a film about a guy having a breakdown.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it 100% is that. And I think the emotion it didn't get to me. I don't think, but I had sympathy for Cal at the end of the movie.
I don't think Jackson Trent was good enough.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was good enough either. But I did. There was a part of me that felt sorry for this guy towards the end. He was a gaslighting bastard most of the way through.
Yeah.
But when it came to the end and you realised why, I think I got it. No, I didn't get it. I understood it.
No, hang on. I might retract my statement. I think Jackson Trent did a good job in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think he did well enough with the script that he was given. Maybe. I feel like there's a lot of this film that hasn't made it.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a reason why this film's only 73 minutes long, I think. It feels like it's been butchered in the edit.
For me, I think the drama comes too late.
Yes.
I think if this was a proper movie, that builds better to a crescendo.
Yeah.
Whereas the profile of it in this movie is played for last. It's a plateau.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 minutes, it just goes shoot straight up.
This is emotional.
It doesn't build gradually to a climax. It's flat, and then, here you go, 10 minutes of drama. And part of that is because the script isn't good enough, because there are breadcrumb trails there.
Yes.
From obviously
from very early on.
There's something going on at home.
Yeah.
But Sam never pushes it.
The fact that she never picks up on it until really late on is...
And it's that's in the script.
Yes, it is. It's in the writing. Is this a better movie if he is dying? And it's nothing to do... His wife hasn't lived.
Just to put the cherry on top.
Yeah.
All that's happened and he's dying.
No, I don't think his wife has left him if he is dying. He just doesn't want her to be there.
I think...
He doesn't want to put her through that, so he wants to go out into the wilderness and die alone.
I think...
With his sister.
I think it is a better movie if his character has got this diagnosis, and this is his last shot of seeing the sunset and trying to...
It makes me wonder if both scenarios were filmed, maybe, and we've just picked...
I think it's...
Because the wife's never seen until she's in that flashback.
Yeah.
And the coffin is never explained. It feels like they've done both and just picked one.
I think the character of Cal is infinitely more sympathetic and interesting if that is the case.
I agree. I completely agree. I think it's better.
Because what this edit is his wife going, "You're obsessed with Bigfoot. Look, it's terrible your mother died.
Yeah.
Awful. But you've got a wife and a kid to
look after.
Yeah. Live with.
Yeah.
Get this Bigfoot out of your head.
Stop spending all of our life savings on this trip. Yeah, it felt weird. I think it's a better movie.
The balance isn't there.
No.
This is a nice idea, and I liked the animation, and I liked that being in the background. You know, the sort of way they told. It was a bit like in the device it was used very similarly to The Girl in the Yellow Jumper.
Yeah.
Where they used animation to sort of tell a bit of the, local legends.
Yeah.
And
so we've seen it a few times. It was in The Waterman as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it? If you haven't got the budget to tell your story, then animate it.
But this movie can't follow through. It's a shoestring budget. Look, it looks pretty good.
Some of the shots are nice. The directing's okay.
But it can't find the balance.
I think it's let down by its script, and I think there's some sort of indecision on what it is. I don't think anybody really knew what it was. It's certainly not a 5-star movie.
It needs more of those dramatic breadcrumbs, and it needs to build to a crescendo rather than just suddenly going from 20 miles an hour to 100.
I think at that scene where he's standing looking out over the canyon and the police are coming up behind him, if he'd have just collapsed to the floor at that point, and that's where your movie ends, that's really dramatic. I think that's possibly what I would have done. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't want to be too harsh because I think it's trying to do something.
This is a low budget movie made by people who are not professional filmmakers, and it looks okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to make it a better movie than it is.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. What's the best thing about it?
think saying the cinematography is too easy because you're in a part of the world that just looks amazing.
Yeah.
I liked the group. Like
the dynamic between the five of them when they were together. Yeah.
I think it was...
They didn't have a lot of scenes together.
No, but I think it was a nice... I feel like it was a well-cast movie.
Yeah.
Generally.
I believed all of the characters were who they were trying to be.
But a couple of performances fell a bit short, and the script's just not there. It's the balance isn't there.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Right, should we talk stream table?
Sure. This is tricky, I think.
So I'll read through the stream table for you. You ready?
Sure.
Currently number 5 in the stream table is Freak Show. Number 4 is Shark Lake. And number 3 is Nessie and Me. And number 2 is Office Invasion. And currently top of the stream is Unknown Origins. Where does this one go, Nick?
I think it's tough.
I think it's easy.
It's the best movie we've seen from Amazon.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't think it's got enough... No,
We're
it's
at
not
4 and 2, aren't we? So
it's not got enough to go above Office Invasion.
no, it hasn't. It's better than Nessie and Me.
Yeah,
but it isn't as good as Office Invasion. Fair?
Yeah,
fair. I thought that. That's where I was thinking.
The reason I hesitated is because there's just part of me that thinks Office Invasion could have been in this movie's sights.
Yeah,
but it's not got it in it.
It's not quite there.
Yeah.
We're at 4 and 2 with Amazon and Netflix. We've done 4 Amazon movies, 2 Netflix movies.
Okay.
Do you want to pick next week's movie?
Let's do it.
Well, you can't because one of our Patreons has.
Oh, okay.
We have our first wild card of the season, and it has been played by the wonderful and reigning champion, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah? He won last season's wild card race.
He did.
He has decided he's going to go in first this season.
Okay.
And he has picked a movie called Frozen.
Let it go.
I did have to check with him that it wasn't.
Love is an open door.
Also, not that movie.
No, that's from Frozen. It's a song.
Yeah, it isn't that movie. It's a different movie.
Absolutely scandalous.
It's also on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So he's gone Amazon Prime. We'll be at 5 and 2 next week. Would you like to know the synopsis of Frozen?
Yes, please.
Frozen was released in 2010, and the synopsis says... At Mount Holliston, snowboarders Dan Walker, his girlfriend Parker O'Neill, and his best friend Joe Lynch don't have enough money to buy lift tickets. Parker bribes Jason, a lift worker, with $100. When the system is nearing closure, they force Jason to let them have one last pass. However, Jason needs to resolve a problem, and his colleague misunderstands his instructions and stops the lift. The trio of skiers and snowboarders get stranded on the chairlift near the top of the mountain. When they see the lights of the ski resort had been turned off, they need to make a choice: leave the chairlift or freeze to death.
Okay, brilliant.
3 guys stuck on a chairlift.
Fine. That does an awfully written synopsis. It didn't need any of that detail about the system going wrong.
It isn't the official one.
Okay.
I think it's been translated, maybe.
Fantastic. No, that sounds high concept. Look, feels like it could go big or go home.
It really does. It's got Sean Ashmore in it. You're aware of Sean Ashmore?
He an X-Man?
Yes, he is.
He was one of the young kids in the first X-Men 2.
I know him from Fringe. He was in the TV show Fringe.
Okay. He's either the fire one or the ice one.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I will find out before next week's show, but he's that. It's also got Kane Hodder in it. Do you know Kane Hodder?
Remind me.
He's played Jason Voorhees a few times.
Oh, okay.
He's in it.
Okay.
He's like a great big dude.
Sure.
So yeah, we're going to watch that.
Nice.
Frozen. It's the first wild card of season 11.
Yeah. So
we'll see where that ranks next week when we do it.
Exciting.
So go out and watch Frozen, and in the meantime, check us out on Instagram and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast on both of those. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On our website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, loads of other cool stuff, all the stream tables, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream.
Compass, great shout.
After you've done that, head over to patreon.com/bottomofthestream. On there, for £5 every month, you'll get early access to episodes, you'll get bonus episodes, you'll get loads of other cool stuff. You get an exclusive access into Discord, and you also get a wild card, which means you can do what Alex has just done. Pick us a film. We will watch the film, and if you pick the best one of the season, you'll win a prize. And then when you've done that, head over to Discord. The Discord is a wonderful group of wonderful people who will chat to you about anything. We talk. There's always somebody in there talking about something. We play games. We do watch-alongs. We've got all sorts of stuff going on Discord. It's a great place to be. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes.
If you can spare a few minutes, please consider leaving us a rating and review anywhere you can review and rate podcasts. We're on all of those places. Those places are places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Podchaser, YouTube Music, and many more.
Loads, and everywhere you can get a podcast, you will find this podcast.
You can also watch our Monday show, Bottom of the Stream, with Adam and Nick as a video on YouTube.
You can indeed. Please do. Please go and do that. Please go and subscribe. Please tell everybody about it because we need to get those numbers up.
Tinkle the bell.
Tinkle the bell, whatever that means. Do all of that. And then come back here. Well, come back there next Monday for Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick. And back here next Thursday for the movie show.
Cheers.
Bye.